What's up, everyone?
We have a new grain bin.
We're going to show you how this grain bin was built. But before we get started, we wanted to give a shout out to our new merch. We have new shirts from Key Apparel, as well as new hats. Kendall's got his hat on. So check those out. We got a link for you guys in the caption in the description. Also wanted to shout out our new YouTube channel, Peterson Family Farm. If you haven't checked that out, please check that out as well. Here on this channel, we do more of the entertaining and shorter form videos. And on that channel, we do more vlog style videos about our farm life here on Peterson Family Farm. Let's talk about this grain bin.
So we received the supplies for this bin a couple months ago and then got the concrete poured. Just the other day, it took about 3 days for them to put up all the steel.
So we're gonna flash back now to the very first step, which was when I went to town and got sand to lay the foundation. So I'm gonna go get sand from one place, and then we're gonna end up getting the rebar on a different trailer. It's 75 sticks of 20-foot length rebar, and it's a 1/2-inch rebar. I'm at the gravel and sand place. They're dumping sand in my truck. Okay, so the guy, loader operator, put 3 big old scoops in here. So 2 kind of in the front, 1 further in the back. The trailer's not all the way full to the brim, but we're at the weight, about 24 ton added to what we have. So we got sand back here. Sand. And I'll make a pile of it here, and then later we'll actually scoop it onto the site. So it'll just go in dumped right here by all these building materials. All right, that is what about 24 ton of fill sand looks like. All right, so you saw there that everything is laid out there to put the grain bin up. We went and got some sand and some rebar. You saw Kendall doing that. All right, this is our bin erector and his crew, and tell me what you've done so far.
Well, we dug the footing, set up the forms, put in the fill sand, packed it good, and now we're lacing it with rebar every 2 foot. We're waiting for trucks, and we'll oil the forms first and get it poured, and then you'll see the finished product.
All right, sounds good. All right, the concrete truck is here. Give you guys a little close-up view of what's going on. It is over 90 degrees today here in central Kansas, so don't blame those guys for taking their shirts off one bit. I'd be doing the same thing. Thankfully, I'm gonna go back to my air-conditioned tractor and keep planting soybeans. And these guys are gonna keep working here. I've got the time-lapse video set up so you can watch what they're doing. Those guys are sweating over there, working hard, and the cattle are over here. Pretty thankful for this water, huh, guys? It's supposed to get up to 100 tomorrow. I think it's supposed to get up to 97 today. So definitely important to keep water for the cattle, and water for these guys too. They need to stay hydrated too.
So it is the next morning. They heard their truck pull in, I think about 6:30 or something. And so I decided I better get out here right after breakfast with the camera to get the time lapse going again. We'll see how fast this goes up today. It looks like the roof is gonna be the next thing. They got that all laid out around the outside. We are up one level. They take the sheets out and they're layering them in from the inside. They got the hydraulic hoist working. And they took the stairs to the outside of the bin now that they have the roof on. And they'll do all the work from the ground floor, I believe. It's fun to see it be lifted up. And definitely people have seen it from the road at this point because bright shiny. Okay. Looks like they bolt this to the panel so when it lifts up, lifts the whole thing with it, and that it lifts evenly because all of them have hoses to the same hydraulic power. So when it lifts them evenly. Got a ladder on the inside, manhole, and the top. And then those are for the aeration, those inlets there. So every one of these has to be set and then tightened. And so it's a lot of work with the power tools. Let's see how many of these guns they have. One. Oh, this must be a light. 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 of them. I think they have 9 guys here, so that once they have it set up, they'll just all they'll just all grab one of them, tighten up these bolts. That's probably what they use to hold the other side to make it tight. Here's one place to get out now. All right, there's the bed. It looks awesome. They are back for one more morning of work. Put on those last things. You can see here it's kind of changing the skyline of our farm. Got their hat. I switched from our Peterson Farm Bros hat, our new merch. Thought I'd wear the new Sioux Steel hat this morning. So they're working on this side over here. So it was my first time up the ladder. It's a ways up here, but not as tall as the silo over there. That's a good view. Just wanted to give you a peek from the top down. So here is what the roof looks like up close. It's kind of this ring around the outside. Steps up to the very top. And we're just going to use this spot right here.
All right, well, now that you've seen how the bin was constructed, we're gonna take you guys inside the bin for the first time and show you some of its features. So how many bushel is it?
20,000 bushel.
20,000 bushel bin.
There's some rounding in there, but so this is a fan, Sioux Steel inspected fan. They told me we either wanted that either 9 or 3 o'clock across from the unloading auger, so that's why it's on this side.
And this will allow us to pull air on whatever grain, usually corn, to help keep it cool and dry while it's stored in there.
It's starting to rain on us.
It is.
All right, let's go in the door over here. So what grains are we gonna store in here primarily?
We're going to do corn first year. Potentially soybeans, especially, would be effective if they need to be dried down, maybe 1% or 2% of moisture. And one of the perks to corn is if we can unload out of here and roll right into our commodity shed.
Yeah, this is our commodity shed right here, so we're just gonna cut a hole right there and hopefully just roll corn directly into our commodity shed to be able to load out of it when we feed cattle. All right, inside the grain bin. Echo, echo.
So you see each of those light spots, that's part of the area.
Yeah, those are the vents that the fan will pull the air down through.
And then this is the sweep.
This is the sweep auger. Yeah, so the sweep auger saves a lot of time unloading. This is a power sweep. And
So explain basically what it'll do.
the power sweep that they got for us is a paddle power sweep.
So talk about what this power sweep does, Nathan.
Yeah, so this is so you don't have to scoop the whole bin out with the shovel. It'll swing around and help sweep the bin clean for you, which on bigger bins is pretty much a mess.
So we're looking forward to getting to using that. We've swept out plenty of bins in our day, and so that'll be nice to have.
One of the reasons we chose this size of bin was that we have an auger that can reach the very top that we've used on other bins in the past. So we didn't want to buy a new auger just to use for one grain bin. So it's 6 rings high.
So in the past, we have access to a few like 4,000 bushel bins, but you can fill them up pretty fast in today's world. And so we're hoping to move to bigger bins. Maybe in the future we'll have 1 or 2 more, and then we can store different crops at the same time.
Definitely adds to efficiency to not have to move augers between bins or switch locations, not have to clean out the bottom of 4 different bins or something, and be able to store actually more bushels than we were before. Another advantage to having a grain bin comes when you can fill it full during one season, most likely you fill it full during harvest, and then you can haul out depending on the price and the time of year to capture rallies in the grain markets or basis jumps, anything that improves the profitability.
And you don't have to pay storage at the elevator because you have your own storage.
So it's definitely investment in steel and concrete, but there's a lot of people who run, your return on investment, and you want your assets to pay back. And grain storage is a very highly rated for farms and how short of time it takes to pay back.
So we're looking forward to hopefully making some money with this grain bin. We'll keep you guys posted over the next year or two to see how it goes in our first year or two of using it. Like Kendall said, we're probably going to put corn in it first and roll it to put in our commodity shed and feed. but we might also store some soybeans or some milo in here. We'll see how it goes. So looking forward to using this grain bin and showing you guys kind of how it works. So hope you enjoyed watching it being built. Thanks for subscribing to this channel as well as our new channel, Peterson Family Farm. Thanks for watching, guys.